Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everything in between. Welcome back to Old Man Rambles. Before I get into the meat of the story, I think I should go over a few of my bona fides as far as politics goes. I've mentioned before that I'm registered as an independent, and the reason I might register my choice of doing that is because I do not want any political party to think for me. I consider myself a left-leaning centrist. Um, I'm an old fart. I am in my late 50s. I have been old enough to take part in at least 10 presidential elections, maybe 11, at least 10, say 10. In that time, I have voted Democrat 4 times, I have voted Republican twice, and the remaining, I have either voted independent, third party, or abstained from voting at all. Basically because I thought I thought all the candidates sucked. It wasn't, I didn't want to vote. For, you know, our state's Congress, I have voted for our Republican Congresswoman multiple times. The only reason I stopped voting for her in the last election was because I realized she was just mouthing support to Democrats to to get their support, and then just voting straight party line Republican. She was basically lying to get the Democrats' support, and then just ignoring ignoring what they were talking about. So it wasn't because she was Republican; it was more of a principled thing. I don't support that type of behavior. I am very much a person who does not vote party line. I never have and I never will. And my voting record speaks for that. I don't agree with the Democrats. I think a lot of them suck. I think AOC should shut up and go away. And I don't, Amar, whatever her name is, I disagree with that little pack of people quite frequently. I couldn't stand Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden was one of those candidates where the more I learned about him, the less I liked him. Kamala Harris was kind of a meh candidate. I felt pretty much the same way about Barack Obama. He was kind of like, whatever. So as far as presidential elections go, I have voted Democrat, Republican, and independent, and abstained from voting. I am not a hardline Democrat. Like I said, and my record speaks for that. Anywho, on with the meat of my story. Donald Trump is not your president. What do I mean by that? Do I mean he was not properly elected as president? No, Donald Trump won the election in 2024. I don't dispute that. Nor do I dispute the fact that he was inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States yesterday, I think. Yeah, as the time of this recording, that was yesterday. I don't dispute either of those things. What I mean by that is that he is not a president. He is not a president for you. He does not care about you. Nothing he does is for your benefit. Now, in the same token, do I think Kamala Harris would have represented the people? More so than him. Probably more so than Biden or Hillary would have, But time will tell, and I don't, maybe if I learn more about her, I might disagree with that statement in the future. But Donald Trump really doesn't care about you, more so than any Democratic presidential candidate in the last, well, in my lifetime at least. He checks a majority of the boxes for narcissistic personality disorder. He really only cares about himself. Now, again, by the statement, Donald Trump is not your president, he doesn't care about you, does that mean nothing he does will be for your benefit? No. He could certainly do things that benefit the American people as a whole. But he didn't do it on purpose. That would be like me if I drop a piece of food on the floor and the cat rushes over and eats it. Did that benefit my cat? Yes, he got a nice treat. But that was just a crumb that fell on the floor. I didn't do it for the cat. I would have preferred the cat didn't get it at all, but because it probably wasn't healthy for him, it's people food. But does it really bother me that the cat got it? No, I still have all the food on my plate. It's a crumb. That is the essence of Donald Trump's way of doing things, regardless of whether he's president or not. That's the way he runs his businesses. That's the way he conducts himself. Everything he does is for his own benefit and no one else's. He will give things to people who kiss his ass, contracts, government positions, benefits, pardons. If Donald Trump, if you kiss Donald Trump's ass and tell him how awesome he is, yeah, he'll do stuff for you directly. But that's all. The only people Donald Trump is willing to do anything for is people who kiss his ass. The rest of us don't even matter. The rest of us might as well not exist, except to feed him. Feed him money, feed his ego. That's all he wants. And that's all he's going to care about. Donald Trump Enterprises, the family company, lost money every year for 30 years. When Donald Trump assumed the presidency in inaugurated 2017, every single company he owned, every single one of his hotels, golf courses, all his properties have been in the red for years on end. At the end of 2020, when Donald Trump moved out of the White House, Trump Enterprises made $2.7 billion in the 4 years he was president. He went from being in the red for years. The IRS once issued a statement that Donald Trump in a 10-year period had lost more money than any individual in the country. He is a poor businessman. He is a shitty businessman. He does not run businesses well. He runs them into the ground. The only reason the Trump's Enterprises is still afloat is because he funneled money from The Apprentice into it. It's the only profitable thing he's done in 30 years is The Apprentice. Well, that and being president. He made $2.7 billion being president. Of course he wanted to do it again. Of course he wanted to keep doing it. It's got nothing to do with us. He wants us to funnel our money into his pockets. And he wants to do it whether it's against the law or not. It's only been one day. I have no idea what's going to happen in the future. I only know that Donald Trump will do everything in his power to make himself as rich as possible, to crush anyone who disagrees with him, and to hold on to his power for as long as possible. I'm probably preaching to the choir. Good hunting.